So welcome to my kitchen. This is Cooking Today. Hi, welcome to Cooking Today. It's hot. It's hot outside. And it's just hot. It's hot to be in the kitchen. And heavy food just doesn't sound all that great. You know what I mean? It's why we've really lightened up in here over the summer. Lots of good little sandwiches and nice little fresh salads and some things like that. Well, today I've got this really great, easy dessert that I think you're really gonna like. It is, you know when you like see a recipe and it says skill level, and the skill levels are like easy, difficult, or intermediate maybe, and then difficult. This one should say easy in all capitals with like 3 exclamation points and maybe like confetti at the end. It's that easy. And it's light and it's really good. And these are little personal, little individual lemon lime tarts. So great just to have on a really hot night. If you're having your neighbors over or you decided you're gonna sit outside under the shade tree and you want just a little bite of sweet after supper, this is the one for you. It is so, so simple. And when I say simple, I mean almost every single bit of it is store-bought. There's only a little tiny bit of elbow grease that is required on our parts to make these little personal tarts. I don't know if you have ever had, you know that fruit pizza? You know what I'm talking about, that kind of went around? Maybe people are still doing it. I haven't made one in a long time. I probably need to. But you know that fruit pizza that has like sugar cookie dough, like store-bought sugar cookie dough, and it's pressed down in like a round pan, and then it's layered with like a real kind of sweet creamy cheese layer, and then all that fruit. So there's that. And then you know that like freezer pie that is made with like sweetened condensed milk and whipped cream, and like, have you ever done this with the frozen liquid concentrate? And then you just dump it in a store-bought pie crust and freeze it like a freezer pie. Well, this is like the marriage of both of those really good treats. We're starting with pre-cut, pre-portioned sugar cookie dough. Isn't that easy? And all I've done is taken my muffin pan and lined it with white paper muffin cups and given them a little spray. You know, some people always wonder why I do that, but it just, in my opinion, a little extra help never hurts. So it's, you know, it's not a lot of extra work, but it definitely helps secure that your little cookie bases are gonna come out of their muffin cups. Now this recipe will actually make 24. I am only showing you today 12 or so just for the sake of time. But this will actually make 24 altogether, so you need to know that. It really does feed quite a few, and it's gonna be real hard to only eat one of these. You know, in my theory, it's like if you put 2 of them together, it might make like what a regular piece of pie might be like. Do y'all do that? Like justify it? So you could plan on about 2 of these per person if you were gonna have an event or have some folks over. So all we've done is put the paper tin in the muffin cups and sprayed them and dropped those sugar cookies down in the very bottom. We have a preheated oven at 325, and we are gonna just bake these for about 15 minutes or so. I'll probably start checking them at about 12, but we're gonna bake them for about 15 minutes. And then what they're gonna do is settle down in here, spread, and bake. And we're creating this wonderful little tart base that's gonna hold our yummy, tangy, creamy mixture on the top. Piece of cake, right, so far? Is everybody in on how simple this is? I haven't done anything yet that y'all can't do at home, isn't that right? Okay, those are going in the oven. Then we need to make our cream mixture. And all this is whipped topping, frozen whipped topping, and it needs to be thawed. You have the option of a light and a regular, and the extra creamy. I love the extra creamy. It's made with whipping cream. You could probably do this if you wanted to make your own whipping cream. You know, we've done that on here where you whip your cream with a little powdered sugar and vanilla. You could do that step if you would really like for them to be very homemade, but you would need to really whip it for a long time till it was really nice and thick. And so if you do that, make sure that you whipped it long enough. So this is such an easy base, or an easy little base for our cream filling. Thawed topping, room temperature cream cheese, and again, I'm using whole, and then sweetened condensed milk, and that's it. And this is just a recipe that I saw on Pinterest. It's so simple and really, really good. And when we come back, I'm going to put all of our filling together and zest our lemon and do our filling, and you are not going to believe how easy and wonderful this is. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by Westrock Coffee Company.
Hi, welcome back to Cooking Today. We are making these wonderful, cool, personal lemon lime tarts. They are so great for summer in the throes of the heat. I mean, I don't love to be hot. Everybody in this room with me right now knows that. It is just hot outside. These are the trick. You're gonna love these little tarts. Let me tell you how simple we have already got, you know, the few things that we've already got going. In our 325-degree oven, we just lined a muffin tin with white paper muffin liners, sprayed them with a little spray, and then just dropped store-bought little pre-cut bites of sugar cookie dough right in the bottom. And we're just gonna bake those for 12 to 15 minutes or so. And those become our base for our tarts. And then we're gonna make the easiest filling. This trio right here, y'all, it's kind of like the Holy Trinity right here of cold desserts, creamy cold desserts, like quick ones. So you think about, like, if y'all have been around long enough for banana pudding pie, the Holy Trinity. And then I make like probably 4 different kinds of freezer pies with this. And there's like a cold chocolate pie with this. So if you're needing some tips on what things to keep stocked in your refrigerator so that you have something ready to make, you could have these 3 things on hand at all times, ready to go. They just have to be room temp. So we have our Cool Whip that we've dropped in there that is thawed, and it's literally so warm in here that it's nearly liquid. We're just gonna let it set itself back up in just a few minutes. And then I've got my soft cream cheese as well. We're dropping that in there. And cream cheese really needs to be really soft. I mean, probably at least an hour, if not more, on the countertop, because it needs to be soft. If it is not super soft, then it is going to clump. And you've probably made a recipe before like that where it didn't really break all the way down and you were disappointed because there were still some clumps of cream cheese. You just need to be sure that it's entirely soft. You can also do this in your mixer if you wanted to. This is so easy, and it would probably even ensure that it was a little smoother. This is just easy, and it's so simple just to, you know, rinse this out and do it right here. So I didn't mind just giving it my own little effort. And then, I mean, this stuff, y'all, so good. Sweetened condensed milk. And I'll tell you, you can lighten this recipe up if you would really like to. I know people that have done this, like the Weight Watchers, you know, Weight Watchers version of it, where you could use fat-free everything. And it's good. I probably would not do fat-free cream cheese. I would probably do the 1/3. But you could do the fat-free whipped cream. You could do the low-fat or fat-free of the sweetened condensed milk and the low-fat cream cheese. You've got a really great dessert. So that is a great option for you. I want to get every bit of this out. I'm going to get my spurtle and get down in this jar and get all that little bit out of that can right there, because that is the good stuff. Isn't this a great little easy base? Okay, so I'm just going to give this a good stir. And it never fails that I wear my bracelets on the day that I whisk. Sorry for the jingles. Okay. Nice and incorporated. So now I'm going to let this just sit aside for just a minute, and we're going to prepare the flavorings that make this a lemon lime tart. Okay. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Okie doke. So now, I'm going to check my cookies. That was my first warning. You know, I always tell you if cookies are baking in the oven or anything is baking in the oven, that you want to, if it says 15 minutes, you want to start checking them at 12. If it says 32 minutes, you want to start checking them about 28 or so. And I just looked, and they need a few more minutes. So I'm going to give it another 2 or 3. And then I just want to check. You can always just check. But once they've overcooked, there's no going back or saving it. And so I would rather check early than check too late. Does that make sense? Okay, so we've got our good little mix right here. And now we are going to, let's do this. We're going to go ahead and divide this up between 2 bowls. And what's fun about this that's lemon lime about it is that instead of all the lemon and the lime being all put in one mix, we're going to do a little layer. There's going to be a little lime first and then a little lemon on the top. And so it's going to be like a little layered filling. And so by doing that, we're going to need to divide this batter, well, it's not really batter, this little cream filling between 2 mixing bowls. And then we're going to flavor 1 lemon and 1 lime, and then we're going to fill our little muffin cups. And we'll just work on that when we get back. So come back and see us. This is Cooking Today.
Iced tea, sponsored by Lipton.
Experience the local sounds, sights, and taste of the Fayetteville Farmers Market.
Do you know the producer behind your food?
What about how far away your food was grown?
Local to us means your food is harvested hours before traveling less than 60 miles to our market.
Enjoy music, chef demos, and special events while you shop for locally grown produce, meats, cheeses, flowers, artisan crafts, fine art, and more.
Visit us Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on the square.
The Fayetteville Farmers Market, 100% local and loved.
Hi, welcome back. We are working on our personal little individual lemon lime tarts that are such a breeze to make. We have our cookies that are just about to be done. They cooked a little bit longer than 15 minutes. I'm going to say maybe start checking them at 12, but I mean they may go as long as maybe 18 minutes. And in my opinion, I like for them to have just the tiniest bit of brown around the outside. Not brown, but like golden brown around the outside, so that it really is a nice and sturdy and a really good, you know, well-baked kind of cookie base for our filling that we're going to put on top. Okay, so I decided that we're going to put these in these little bowls because they're just right, and I think you can really see them well. So I have my filling that I am dividing up between 2 bowls. And like I said, you know, a lot of times lemon lime is mixed in together, but what's kind of fun about this, there's my cookie. What's fun about this is that they are kind of layered. And you know what the truth is? If you didn't like the lemon layer or you didn't like the lime layer, you could do an all lemon tart, or you could make them all lime tarts, or you could have some lemon and some lime. That's totally up to you. That's what's kind of fun and flexible about this little dessert. Okay, let me check these and let you see what they look like. Yeah, that's good. They kind of puffed up at first, and then they settled back down. And then I like, when I get them out of the oven, to go like this, to give them kind of a little slam on the counter. So anything that's kind of puffed up will kind of settle down. And then the middles kind of make like a little indentation, like a scoop, just to kind of help even hold our filling. Aren't those good? Easy, easy, easy. So I'm going to let these hang out over here. I have some cooled ones that we have already made that will fill those because that's a little bit easier. Now we want to flavor our 2 fillings. So we'll do lemon first. And what you want to do is zest your lemon. Y'all, these are not very ripe. I may have to really work at this. You know, you roll your lemon on the counter to break those little juice pockets in there, and you could feel that lemon get softer just by having done that. It smells so good on my hands. And so you want to roll these to make sure that they get nice and juicy. And then what we're going to do, you want to always zest first and then juice second, because if you need the zest, it's easier to zest an entire lemon rather than zesting a lemon after you've cut it in half and then you're trying to hold it and it's crazy. So I'm going to do about, I don't know, 2 teaspoons or so of lemon zest. I never ever measure lemon zest. I really just eyeball that. There's just not really a great way to do a measurement. Generally speaking, this is what I kind of have figured out. On a smaller, more kind of classic sized lemon, going around it all the way is usually a hefty, kind of a heaping teaspoon or tablespoon or so. But these are pretty big. So I'm probably not going to have to go around another whole one. And see how it just gets caught in, this is a little microplane zester. They are so handy for zesting these lemons and limes. And then also if you were gonna make a pasta and you needed to just grate like fresh parm, you've done that, you've seen that at like fancy restaurants when they walk around to your table and they say, fresh parm? And you say, yes, please. And they say, tell me when to stop, you know that? And they have a zester and they have it turned upside down and they're just going right over your plate. So this is a handy little tool. But I don't really measure. I just kind of look. So I'm going to say around one of the lemons was a teaspoon. And then I'm going to go one more time around this one. And we want 2 teaspoons of zest in both bowls. We're going to do lemon in one and lime in the other. And when you're zesting, this is very important. The zest is just that absolute very outside of the rind that is yellow. Once you get down past that yellow to the white, that is a little bit bitter. You just want this really tart, delicious, citrusy rind right on the outside. So try to keep moving your lemon when you're zesting so that you don't zest over the same spot twice. Does that make sense? Because you've already removed the zest off the top. And then if you go again in that same spot, then you are getting into the bitter part. Okay, so now that I've done that and I've juiced or zested this one, I'm going to juice these lemons. And what we want is a half a cup of lemon juice out of this as well. So in each bowl, we have 2 teaspoons of zest, 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, and 2 teaspoons of lime zest in each. Then we want a half a cup of fresh lemon juice in one and half a cup of fresh lime juice in the other. And then that's it. So when you come back, we're gonna fill them and show you how pretty they are when they're done. It's so fun. This is cooking today. Did you know how delicious and easy it is to make an iced coffee with a little Westrock coffee, maybe a little milk or half and half and some sugar? A delicious, light, cold coffee drink. And you know what my favorite tip is for this? A quick little recipe. Freeze cooled coffee in ice cube trays so that your iced coffee doesn't get watered down. Great little tip from Westrock Coffee. Hi, welcome back. We are just wrapping up little personal lemon lime tarts for summer. Nice and cool and easy. We just baked those sugar cookies down in there. We whipped up a little cream filling. I zested lemon and a little lemon juice in this one and zested lime and a little lime juice in the other one. And then we had a discussion in here about how, you know, when you just lemon and lime juice your filling, it doesn't change the color. It still just would have been, you know, that creamy off-white color as, you know, that the filling was. And we just made a decision that we thought that we would drop 1 drop of yellow food coloring in the lemon and 1 drop of green, just to give it a little bit of color and make it fun. So I have my cooled cookies in my scoop. And I'm doing this is my tablespoon scoop. Maybe a 2 tablespoon scoop. But I'm just gonna do 1 good level scoop of the lemon in the bottom of all of them. And then I'm gonna top them all off with the lime scoop on the top. And then they'll be nice and full to the very top of our cups. And then I am going to probably freeze these for just a little while until they set up really nice. And then right before I serve them, I'll let them sit at room temperature for just a little bit. They are so good. You could top them with a little sprinkle of zest on the top, or make some really nice, super thin pieces of your citrus for decoration. Chill them and serve them on a hot, hot summer day, and love every bite. This is Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by Westrock Coffee Company. Kitchenware is provided by Una Mays. Groceries provided by Harps, Hometown Fresh. Online Elements sponsored by Fayetteville Farmers Market.